All right, hey everybody, welcome. Tellor Dev Call, February 13th. So, yeah, fun time kicking off February or post Super Bowl. So, post Super Bowl now, no longer in football season. It's sad. Anyway, yeah, not a whole lot going on. It's kind of just a really normal Dev Call, I guess you could say. But we'll kind of just go over everyone what they're doing, and then we'll talk some of the questions. Owen, you want to kick us off?
I was gonna say that's exactly what someone would say if they were hiding something. It's a perfectly normal dev call.
Yes.
Um, yeah, so merged like the last thing. So we should do like a Telliot release this week because we got the EVM call stuff and Spuddy's popular ones in there. And then I'm working on the parity grant contracts side of things. Right now, I'm trying to get Frank's contracts repo to build and compile successfully. Um, yeah, I don't know, this might be like simple for you guys, but he has like a bunch of custom errors that he's written, right? And for some reason, like the compiler is like angry about this. It's like expecting. And I feel like I have like the wrong Solidity version, but it says mine are within what's required in his contracts. So I just like changed them to require statements. And now I'm like, there's a compile error in the Teller Flex contract that he's like, yeah. So that's what I'm doing.
All right. If you don't have it figured out by this afternoon, hit me up. I'll jump on a call with
Yeah, I'll try like a few more things and like post.
you.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to meet, they requested to meet like sometime Wednesday or Thursday of this week. So, get all your questions together and like, let's try and get it knocked out this week.
Yeah. Oh, and just let us know what times work for you. I don't know how early you go. He's Europe, so the earlier the better for him.
I mean, we could do like after the dev call, either one of those
Okay.
days. Yeah, either one of those days.
Um, Akram.
Good morning. I'm working on building the reporting on the Cadena modules. I know I said that'll probably be done by Monday. That's definitely not happening. A few setbacks. Also decided to add more tests, deploy scripts and all that.
Okay.
I think decided it's better at that time, but sorry.
We can probably mid to late this week. We'll be done.
Yeah, definitely. No, I don't want to say definitely. Hopefully, yes. That's
right.
the plan. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Ryan.
Yeah, so I'm just troubleshooting the mainnet feed of the graph. Apparently I'm using a dev query URL instead of the production one. So just gotta switch those out and make sure it's getting fed correctly. And then I got the reporter page that I'm working on that I think we're meeting about later today.
Cool. Yeah, let me know if you need any help with the front end stuff. So
Cool.
get that done. All right. Tally.
Hey, the basics of the auto disputer bot are coming along very nicely. Yeah, I should have something to show for you guys, like in code.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did you look at the mimicry stuff?
Yeah, I did. I'm gonna take a look at that this morning. I may have multiplied by 1,000 instead of dividing by 1,000, and that may have been.
That would probably give you the error, I'm guessing.
Could be.
All right. Cool. Yeah, no, definitely get that knocked out for him. So that'd be cool.
For sure.
Spuddy, testing.
I'm working on getting ready to support the hackers that are going to be at East Denver with data. You know, when they request data, I want to make sure we're running testnet reporters that can report that data. And like they were talking about, I added a whole bunch of spot prices yesterday or on Friday. On Friday, we added like double the spot prices that we had in Telliot, just because it's like slightly simpler for hackers to use the spot price query type to tip that and get a report than it is for them to use numeric API. So we want to provide them with like some more spot price feeds, and then also just show them how to use the CoinGecko numeric API for numeric API query type if they want a spot price. And then if they want something custom, they gotta write code for that.
And I've
Have you
noticed,
tested the numeric API?
what's that?
Have you been testing the numeric API?
I could, yeah, I'm gonna be testing it. I'm gonna test the numeric API. I gotta test tipping, the different kinds of APIs. I'm gonna try weather API again for fun.
Okay.
Also, just in general, we've noticed that people tend to like prefer that if you already support a price that they're interested in versus the concept of, well, we technically could support anything. It's really easy for us to add it. Like for some reason that isn't as attractive to people as preemptively supporting things.
At least not on the hackathons, because they're in a rush. You know,
Yeah.
when you're doing something in production, they should definitely think about it and the sources and, you know, but for a hackathon, that's fine.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, we've done this enough times now to kind of know what the hackers need. So we're gonna try to just give them more of what they want a little bit.
Yeah.
And then Friday is our meeting for the one pager, right?
Yeah. So we're gonna finalize it's not the one pager, it's the one stop doc.
The one-stop dog.
The hacker's guide, call it that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's the video coming along, Ryan?
We have to upload that today.
Good. I actually dropped them in the Google Drive for eTenver already.
Okay, so then I can.
Thank you.
Cool. Anything else, guys?
Sorry, whose turn was it?
It was Buddy's, but he was kind of done.
Yep.
Yeah.
Over.
All right. Any questions?
Just the full team wallet.
Yeah. So people have been asking about some of the team wallet and some of the funds, just how we do fund management. So we've answered this one a lot in the past. So the basic idea is we get some inflation and that goes as a dev share to the team. And then basically it's just ours to kind of spend and we get that every month. We had in the past kind of talked about, and this was sort of the discussion that's brought up, and it's always a fun discussion. Love having the discussion, whether you want to like DAOify it. So whether you want to have on-chain management of said funds, and we're sort of against it at the moment. Yeah.
We sort of tried. I mean, the treasury, even to pass the treasury, which, you know, it was basically inflation for everybody. It was difficult to pass a vote. So it just at this moment, I don't think we're mature enough as a community to actually be able to do this successfully and efficiently.
Yeah, I mean, we had looked really seriously into doing it much more on that side, but what happens in a lot of ways is you see the projects that do it, whether it's a Maker or a Yearn or something like that, and they spend so much time voting and micromanaging little tasks. And I mean, even those projects that are crazy big barely get enough votes to pass some of this stuff. And you know, we had found some of those problems with our protocol as far as nobody was really here to vote. You know, nobody wants to vote. It costs gas to vote. So we realized,
it's also easier for a bigger like entity that has a lot of funds that does not depend on these funds, like to actually function as, you know, efficient as normal with normal operations. Because I'm sure that if their vote didn't pass, they'd be like, okay, you know, we'll try it again in 2 months and it's no big deal. I mean, they're bigger entities that raised a lot more money than we did. So
so keeping it kind of.
One of our strongest assets has been that we've been nimble and we've had to be nimble to survive at times. And when you introduce this bureaucratic process too soon, it could be devastating in terms of our ability to move and do things.
And this has been, you know, like a lot of people would say like, oh, well, this is a point of centralization in the protocol. But what we actually did was create the protocol so the team has no direct control over it. So, you know, even if we die and that multi-sig gets hacked or completely stolen, the protocol still functions as advertised.
Right.
And that's kind of the way that we wanted to set things up. In the future, we might not talk about it, but as far as management of funds goes, so it's open, you can see it. I know some people have talked about like, why are you sending money to Coinbase? Unfortunately, the US dollar is still king, and all of us get paid in actual US dollars. So you know, we pay rent here and we pay ETH Denver. Everybody still uses US dollars, so we have to cash it out if we want to pay any of our bills. And we do that in very sporadic manners. Whenever there's some nice liquidity or whenever we have access to it, we sell some. Sometimes we save some in cash. Sometimes we have taxes to pay. And that's what we do.
This is how you have to support a project with no VCs. I mean,
Right.
like
Or that's how you would even manage your personal affairs. Like you have to make sure that you budget for things, you know, your expenses, you know, you plan for them.
Yeah. So
yeah, and we have, it's nice that everybody can see what's going on and ask questions about it, and we'll be, you know, we have no reason why we can't be open with, you know, with what we're doing. Some months there's going to be more sales than other months. It's just kind of like we manage the best we can and make sure we have a runway.
right.
So, but feel free to keep watching and ask questions.
Please do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hope that worked. Anything else, guys?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Yeah, and there's a lot of other events up on the horizon. So we're trying to decide what events we want to go to. If you guys are going to be at any or have preferences, there's like ETH Amsterdam, ETH EdCon, ETH CC, there's ETH Austin. I don't, you know, there's like a bajillion of them. So we're trying to pick. If you guys have any preferences, let us know. So, all right. Thanks, everyone. Talk to you all next week.